What's going on, guys? We're back here today with another fantasy basketball mock draft. Today we have the 11th pick in a 12-team categories league. Before we get into the video, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, especially if this video helped you out. So Jokic went first, Giannis second, Luka third, KD fourth, then Embiid, Curry, Tatum, Harden, Lillard, and Ja Morant. LeBron is still here, LaMelo is still here, and Trae Young is still here. I do want to build around LaMelo as well. We built around Trae Young last time and LaMelo the day before. If I could get LaMelo and Tyrese Halliburton, or even LaMelo and Trae, that would be like the dream scenario. So let's see. I'm going to take LaMelo and hope they take LeBron and Cat, and Trae Young is still there with my second pick, because that would be absolutely nuts. There goes Cat and Trae Young. Okay, not too bad. Obviously, would have loved to get Trae Young here. Could get LeBron in the second round, which is nuts as well. I actually don't think LeBron would be here. I feel like the draft kind of went pretty much how it would. I just feel like Ja Morant would go in the second round. LeBron definitely should be in the first, or at least a swing back. So I won't grab LeBron here just for the sake of realism. I will grab Tyrese Halliburton here. Had a crazy year after getting traded to Indiana. Average, I think, nearly like 18 points, 11 assists a game. Had threes, had assists. Had threes, had assists, steals, did everything. And I think Tyrese Halliburton is one of like the most perfect players, at least what you would want from the point guard position. So I love Tyrese Halliburton. Think he's gonna be in line for a huge year. There goes LeBron, Beal, Kyrie, Rudy Gobert, Deep Book, AD, Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, Darius Garland, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Sabonis, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Middleton, Adebayo, DeJounte Murray, Fred VanVleet, Cade Cunningham, Zion Williamson, and Jaylen Brown. So this is kind of perfect because I see Pascal here. I think he's also another perfect fantasy player. Getting 5 assists from your power forward center along with 1.2 steals is amazing. Shea is also a solid pickup here, but I just think Pascal Siakam gives you way more value. We could also grab someone like Chris Paul, who we've been getting the past few drafts, but I think he could be there on the swing back. I don't want to miss out on Pascal. There goes Shea, Evan Mobley, and look at our team. Pascal is our starting power forward. We do have LaMelo and Halliburton. Chris Paul makes the most sense here just because of his 10 assists a game. The 1.6 steals really fits next to LaMelo and Tyrese's playstyle. And the 10 assists obviously is just amazing to have. Other players we could go for. Zach LaVine obviously gives you the scoring. Drew Holiday, another option. We could grab a big now just so we don't have to worry about it later in Jarrett Allen or DeAndre Ayton. But I'm going to go Chris Paul. There goes Vucevic, Robert Williams, DeRozan, Terry Rozier, Zach LaVine, Jarrett Allen, Kristaps Porzingis, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, Drew Holiday, Miles Turner, Desmond Bane, DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson, Jakob Poeltl, Sengun, Ben Simmons, John Collins, Michael Porter Jr., and Christian Wood. So I see we have OG here, Valanciunas, and CJ. I actually think I'm going to grab Valanciunas here. We've always struggled grabbing a center, and I feel like that really holds us back later in the drafts. Looking at our team, we already have our power forward center. Obviously, if we could pick where to put Pascal, I would have put him at center, and we would have been set through the entire draft. But I think I'm going to grab Valanciunas here, lock in our center. Then we could really just focus on our point guards and our forwards. Just because later in the draft, a lot of guards end up falling just because everyone's drafting all the bigs. And since we got our 2 bigs out the way, I think I can get a couple of steals. Ideally, someone like OG falls to us next round. But it's possible that he doesn't. I think Capella will go for sure. And I think Valanciunas would go for sure if we don't draft him. So let's grab Valanciunas. There goes, De'Aaron Fox. Man, I miss out on him all the time. And there goes OG Anunoby. So we have a couple of options. We could stack CJ and Valanciunas together, which I'm not a big fan of doing. Josh Giddey is way too early to draft him. Draymond Green is an option, but it's way too early to draft him as well, I think. Well, not way too early, but I just would rather have a little bit more scoring along with the assist. And I think that's where CJ kind of steps in. I think we are going to have to stack it. Tyrese Maxey always ends up falling. Tobias Harris as well. Julius Randle, I'm not a big fan of. However, it's not bad. Had a pretty down year. Could get another 5 assists from our power forward slot. And I guess it does help us because we wouldn't be stacking our we wouldn't be stacking Valanciunas and CJ together. So you know what? Let's grab Julius Randle. Could be in line for a bounce back year. Had a pretty disappointing year. I do think it's time that the Knicks move on to RJ Barrett as their lead guy, but Julius Randle is really still going to get his. And this kind of allows us to be a kind of decent rebounding team along with the great playmaking team, since Randle gets about 5 assists, Pascal as well, and Valanciunas gets a couple. So let's grab Randle. There goes Draymond, Capella, Vassell, Nurkic, Al Horford, Mitchell Robinson, Kyle Lowry. Really early for Kyle Lowry. Wendell Carter, Zubac, Bridges, Brandon Clark, PJ Washington, Brook Lopez, Jordan Poole, CJ McCollum fell pretty far down. Jalen Smith, Claxton, Isaiah Jackson, Rashawn Holmes, and RJ Barrett. Could go a bunch of ways here. Jamal Murray's here. Josh Giddey's here. Tyrese Maxey's here. Tobias Harris. I think we have a decent amount of... We have power forwards and centers, so we can really focus on getting more guards. We do have our main playmakers and three-point scorers in LaMelo and Tyrese, really. So I would like a little bit more three-point shooting on our team. Unfortunately, not enough options here. I don't want to pass up on Josh Giddey here, though. Again, I really like him as a player this year. I think I'm going to grab Giddey, and maybe on the swing back, grab someone like Jamal Murray or Tyrese Maxey. But I'm going to grab Giddey first because I don't want to miss out on him. There goes Jonathan Kuminga and Mo Bamba. Kuminga definitely should not be going this early. So now it comes down to, I think Tyrese Maxey will fall. I don't think Keldon Johnson will fall. Actually, he may as well. Who do I really want here? There's tons of options. Tyrese Maxey being a great scorer, but he ends up usually falling. Tobias Harris, Jamal Murray, Keldon Johnson could fall. And then other players that they're not even listing here, like Klay Thompson, 20 points a game, great three-point shooter. Could go the rookie in Paolo Banchero. Could go Andrew Wiggins. So I think, seeing that we need small forwards a little bit more, I think Keldon Johnson is the play here for us. Gives a good amount of three-point shooting for us. Do think these numbers are a little underrated, especially seeing that he will be the #1 option in San Antonio. We're going to go Keldon Johnson. There goes Isaiah Stewart, Lonzo Ball, Klay Thompson, Okongwu, Bobby Portis, Jabari Smith, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Banchero, Walker Kessler, Kelly Olynyk, Franz Wagner, Duren, Isaiah Hartenstein should not be going this early, Kyle Kuzma, Pokusevski, Gafford, Wiseman, Boucher, and Andrew Wiggins. This is a pretty easy pick for me. I'm going Jamal Murray all the way at this point. Gives us assists, gives us threes, gives us steals. Jalen Green's also not a bad selection here if you're afraid of Jamal Murray missing some time. But I kind of am not. I like the value in having someone like Jamal Murray this late in the draft. So I'm going Jamal Murray. And there goes Jackson Hayes and Miles Bridges. It's crazy that Jalen Brunson's here. He goes usually early. Like, his ADP is 48, so he's usually gone by now. We do already have Randall, so I don't want to draft Jalen Brunson. I think I'm going to grab someone like Jalen Green here. The threes, we are lacking on some of the threes. Tyler Herro, again, down here is another pretty good selection. 20 points, almost 3 threes. He could be a solid pickup as well. D'Lo, somewhere below, is also a great pickup. Would I rather have Marcus Smart, who scores less, hits about 2 threes, gets us steals, more assists, or Jalen Green? I think D'Lo would give us the most steals, so I think he's probably the best. I mean, the most assists and 3 combination. I think he's probably the best selection here. Kind of a little bit of the middle ground in between all 3. So we'll go D'Lo. There goes Isaiah Roby, Jeremy Grant, Steven Adams, Jalen Johnson, Aldama, Kevin Porter Jr., JaVale McGee, Drummond, Marvin Bagley, Robert Covington, Jalen Green, Tyler Herro, Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jalen Brunson, Gary Trent, Lauri Markkanen, Westbrook, and Colin Sexton. Looking at our team, we have so many assists in LaMelo, Tyrese, Siakam, Paul, Giddey, Murray, Russell, Giddey. I think I said Giddey, Randall as well. Where I do want to kind of focus in on some 3 and D kind of players. Sadiq Bey comes off the mind right off that. Buddy Hield as well, but he could get traded, could limit his production. We do also have Tyrese, so maybe that's something to avoid. Other players like Cam Johnson, but he'll definitely be available later. Gordon Hayward, again, should be available later just because of his injury. I think Sadiq Bey is the best pick here. 3 threes, about a steal a game, 18 points. Can't go wrong with that, and kind of fulfills that small forward, power forward need that we do have. There goes Anthony Simmons and Derek White. Now, we could also grab Buddy Hield here at another incredible three-point shooter. Obviously, the trade rumors are there. Next to Tyrese as well, if we have on our team. But he played really good. And I guess like the most obvious trade rumor is to the Lakers, where he would be the starting shooting guard next to LeBron, AD. And you would like that for Buddy Hield. I think his production efficiency would be crazy. He might hit a lot more threes. Points might go down a little bit, but the threes would be like crazy good next to LeBron especially. So I'm actually going to draft Buddy Hield here. Haven't had the chance to draft him so far in this year. Let's try it out. There goes Jalen Suggs, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Keegan Murray, Herb Jones, Trey Jones, Caleb Martin, Monte Morris, Norman Powell, Josh Hart, Mike Conley, Jaden Ivey, Gordon Hayward, Karis LeVert, Bones Highland, Kelly Oubre, DeAndre Hunter, Dylan Brooks, Cam Johnson, Devontae Graham, and Reggie Jackson. We could go Harrison Barnes, Cole Anthony. I think Cole Anthony is the easy pick here. 15 points, 5 assists, about 2 threes. Pretty solid pick. Dortz wouldn't be a bad option with the steals and the threes. But Cole Anthony adds some assists to that. Bogdanovic gets just threes and points. Not really much of a thief. So yeah, I think we're going Cole Anthony. There goes Chris Duarte with the last pick. We got an A on this one. LaMelo, Halliburton, Chris Paul, Keldon Johnson, Pascal Siakam, Julius Randle, Valanciunas, Josh Giddey, Jamal Murray, D'Lo, Sadiq Bey, Buddy Hield, Cole Anthony. Really like this team. I really want to put together a combination of two between LaMelo, Tyrese, Lillard, and Trae Young, especially in the late rounds. I think it's a perfect pairing, getting someone like 4 very similar players next to each other, at least in terms of fantasy. Obviously, some are better than others. Like Lillard is definitely better than Tyrese, in my opinion. But I think Tyrese, fantasy-wise, is just amazing this year. Hard to pass up on that. And then throw in players like Chris Paul, like D'Lo, like Jamal Murray, Josh Giddey. Valuable players that get a lot of assists, really boost the team in that category. And then throw in bigs like Julius Randle and Pascal Siakam, who can also play make, hit the 3, get some steals. Really, really helps kind of fit the team. I would say the 3-pointers kind of may be lacking. We do have good shooters in LaMelo, Halliburton, Keldon Johnson, Jamal Murray, D'Lo, Sadiq Bey, Buddy Hield. It leaves a little bit something to be desired. Could have grabbed some better 3-point shooters along the way, but in a guard versus guard matchup, we should definitely win the rebounding category and probably the blocks category as well. So I could live with losing threes against another guard-oriented team. Overall, really like this team. I'm not even sure, looking at it, where I would pick someone differently. I think De'Aaron Fox is someone that I constantly keep forgetting about. He's ranked like going so much later than he should be, and that's a player that I might look out for during draft day, just because he's always surprising me when he gets drafted. But overall, pretty good draft. I think that's all for this video. Please let me know down below if you guys would do anything differently. Did I reach for a guy that you think I could have grabbed a little bit later on? Let me know down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.